Hare Krishna. Welcome to the Bhagavad Gita series, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for joining, Subhash, Prabhuji. Always a pleasure to see you.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
And all the devotees.
Krishna, Prabhu. Krapa. Krishna,
Yes.
Krapa.
Krishna Kripa. We will talk about that today. That's exactly the content of 7.16. But we are on 7.15. So before we get started, let us recite the Mangalacharan prayers. So I will share my screen. Share. Okay. Hopefully you can all see the screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great.
Very good.
Okay. Okay. This is a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, but we will cover it later. So we will go to library, Bhagavad Gita, introduction, and the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. All right, thank you for joining. We are exactly in the middle of chapter 7 and we covered 14 verses, one of the most important verses so far in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna is first time very strongly and directly suggesting the importance of surrender. And he's saying this is the only way to cross this material ocean. Maya metam, which is duratyaya, or mama maya, duratyaya, and then mamevaye prapadyante, one who surrenders maya metam tarantite, can cross it over. So we had a nice discussion last week on this verse. So the question is that why don't people surrender to Krishna? If that is the solution for Maya Metam Tarantite, everybody is trying to cross Maya, isn't it? Or that is the, I would say, general feeling that one is trying to cross Maya. Mama Maya Duratyaya is very hard to cross, but by surrendering Mama Maya, Mameva ye prapadyante, you can cross this Maya, Maya metam tarantite. So if there is such an easy solution to such a hard problem, such a duratyaya problem has such a easy solution, taranti. Taranti means easily cross. Then why don't people apply this easy solution to this hard problem? Don't you want easy solutions to hard problems? Who doesn't want easy solution to hard problems? Anyone? You have hard problems, let's say. You have easy problems. That's fine. Those have easy solutions. But you have hard problems. Think about it for a second. Today's class, the way I have structured it, at least in my notes and as I was preparing, I have some thought exercises. So think about it. Do you have hard problems? Just think. You don't have to say, you don't have to give in chat. Just contemplate. Somebody has some very serious
we don't
disease.
have. Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
We don't apply because, at times we don't want to leave things. You just want to keep on holding something that is required to go away to take the easy solution.
Okay, so you are one step ahead. You're on the right track, Mataji. So, but the question is, do people have hard problems? So 7 point, we can see the Jamboard, right? 7.14 says, for the hardest problems, right? Maya duratyaya. It's very hard, and Maya is a problem, and it is duratyaya, very hard. There is an easy solution. What is the easy solution? Mam prapadyante. Mam prapadyante. Very easy solution. Then the question is, why doesn't everyone apply this solution? Think about it. In your own life, see, we can have a theoretical study of Bhagavad Gita, or we can have a applicative study of Bhagavad Gita. Applicative study of Bhagavad Gita will come when you take your own problems. Think of a problem. Somebody, may have some problem in some close relationships. Somebody may be having some problem in a job. Somebody may be having health problems. Somebody may have so many other problems. So that is all Maya. So why don't we apply this solution? So those who are, so the answer is, what is the answer? Answer is, there is no one size fits all answer. One size fits all term? A single answer that satisfies everyone. The answer is divided, or not divided, I can say, is based on categories. Or you can say categories or context of people. So there is no one size fits all answer. That this is the reason why in general people don't apply this solution. It is based on the person. It is based on a category in which you fall. So in the next two verses, 7.15 and 7.16, Lord Krishna is describing 8 categories, or 8 categories of people. Okay. In first verse 4 and next verse 4, 4 plus 4, 8 categories of people. In a sort of a scale. So these are the people, 4 people don't come to Krishna. And these 4 begin to come to Krishna. Okay. So there are 8 categories, and 4 kind of go away from Krishna, and other 4 begin to come towards Krishna. Some slowly come to Krishna, some come to Krishna faster, or surrender to Krishna slowly, some surrender faster. Among the ones that don't, some are almost on the borderline. If you give them the right knowledge, they will surrender. But as you go far from the borderline, they will never surrender to Krishna, however hard you may try. So there are this whole spectrum is there. So we will discuss a whole spectrum. Okay. So next slide. Let us go to 7.15, where Lord Krishna describes dushkritino. Dushkritino means, dush means sort of bad. 7.16, Lord Krishna will describe sukritino. Su means is the opposite of dush. Okay. So sukritino means those who want to or begin to come to Krishna. And dushkritino means who do not want to come to Krishna. Okay, so let us look at 7.15. So as we said earlier, please keep your book in front of you. Please pay very careful attention. And my exercise for you in 7.15 will be to see if you are not having a very strong tendency to come to Krishna. Now, one thing I will say, so in the spectrum, like I drew the spectrum, there is here, let us say, who absolutely don't want to come to Krishna. And on this end of the spectrum, they are very close to surrendering to Krishna. Almost ready, you can say that, almost there, so to say. Okay. And then there are some other categories in between. So it is not that these are just 8 kind of spots. You could be somewhere in between. And also, it is quite possible that you oscillate at time in between some of these categories. At some point of time, when you are very upset or something has happened in your life, maybe you are going away from Krishna. So Krishna is here. So the goal is to come to this side, because this is like almost there, very close to surrendering to Krishna. So this is the goal of human life, to come to this side of the spectrum. So it is not like you are here and that is there, that's there, you are there, finish. No, you could be in a whole range, and based on time, based on the place, based on various circumstances, based on various, you could be oscillating in a certain range. Now, it is very hard that somebody would be oscillating from completely away to here. So the range may not be very wide, but you do oscillate. Okay. So please think as we are reading where you are. And when you are able to see where you are, you can go forward from there. So as they say, the first point or the first step in solving the problem is diagnosing the problem. So this is the diagnosis step, to see where you are in your life, in your spiritual life, in surrendering to Krishna. So having said that, let us now actually read 7.15. And as I said earlier, please keep your book with you. Find a nice, quiet place. Please listen carefully. Or you can listen to the recording. And if somebody is already listening to the recording, as in this case, that's great. Please listen carefully with the book in front of you and with very rapt attention. 7.15. Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya aprita jnana asuram bhavam asritah. So Lord Krishna is saying, Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama. So in Sanskrit, I am not a Sanskrit scholar. I have picked up Sanskrit. I learned Sanskrit long back. But the way it goes is, Lord Krishna is saying, Na mam dushkritino prapadyante. We will take it like that. That there are these categories of people who are dushkritino, who na prapadyante, who do not surrender. They are called dushkritino. They are hurting themselves. And there are 4 categories. What are the 4 categories? The first one is mudha. So namam dushkritino, mudha is the first one. Prapadyante, they don't surrender. The second category is naradhama. Naradhama. The third category is mayaya aphrita jnana. Aphrita jnana. So mayaya aphrita jnana. And the fourth one is asuram bhavam asritah. So mudha basically means fool. Naradhama, nara adhama. Nar means human being or man, whatever. Adhama means fallen. So a completely, you can say, low class person. Mayaya aprita jnana. Mayaya aprita jnana means jnana. Aprita means it has been stolen by Maya. So one whose knowledge is stolen by Maya. And the fourth one, asuram bhavam asritah, one who has taken shelter, ashraya, ashrita. Ashrita means shelter, of the asuram bhavam, demoniac nature. So these are the 4 categories. Now let us dive a little bit deeper into these categories. However, first let us do a general overview. So, like we said, there are hard problems, and Lord Krishna is giving easy solutions. Or not solutions, one single solution. Mam prapadyante. Why don't people take it? The point is, not everyone perceives Maya as a problem. Not everyone perceives Maya as a problem. There may be little problems in one's life, but by Maya itself, you can solve it. It creates 2 more problems. That is the nature of Maya, but at least the previous one is solved. You get the reaffirmation that I have got a formula. With my own Maya, I can solve another problem. Later on, you realize, okay, I have 2 more problems, but at least the previous one was solved. So I will apply the same formula. Now I just have to apply it again and again 2 times to solve the new 2 problems. And then it gives rise to 4 more problems, but you then get a formula. And now you are on this treadmill. And you are trying to solve the problems. And those problems are not very major. Those are minor problems. Okay. So the point is, not everyone perceives Maya as a problem. And this could be because of your past pious activities. You don't know what are your past pious activities. You may have gained pious credits, and in this life, you are enjoying the credits of past pious activities. So it is your right. You are the rightful owner of that enjoyment. And you are enjoying. So here is the problem. Now you are short-sighted. So you don't see that once the credits are over, then I will have problems. But right now, you worked very hard in past lives. You have attained a bank balance. You think you are very rich and you are spending. There is no creditor. There is nobody at your door trying to claim trying to ask you back for any debt. You don't have debt. You are in positive bank balance. So you are enjoying. So there are people like that. Now they don't think about Maya. Maya is just a way, like I said in the last class, to blame somebody else for your own actions. Maya is just an enforcer, a fair enforcer. That's all. And fairly, Maya is enforcing because you did past pious credits. You are enjoying. Maya is enforcing that you enjoy. You won't have any disease. You won't have any money problems. You will have happiness. Your relationships will be good. So many people are like that, where everything is going nicely in life. They don't say, oh, Maya is giving me nice things. Then they say, I did it. They suddenly claim all the credit. But on the other side, when people are facing problems, nobody wants to be responsible. That is human nature. That is the ego, the fundamental aspect of ego. That you don't want to take responsibility. I was not the source of these problems. Someone else is the source. The name is Maya. So say Maya is coming in the way of my happiness. So we blame Maya. But we never appreciate Maya when we are having a good time. So when we are having a good time, then this applies. At that time, we do not perceive Maya as a problem. And these four categories, Naradhama or mudha, Naradhama, mayaya, aphrita jnana, and asuram, bhavam, asritah. 1, 2, 3, 4 fall in this category. They are just enjoying. So why bother about Maya? Why bother about anything to do with surrendering to Krishna? That is the essence. So please see in your life. Please see in your life where you are with respect to Maya. And what I have said in some previous classes based on previous acharyas and senior devotees, if you have a very successful, very complete life,
just 8:30 हो गए.
Can kindly mute yourself. Okay. If everything is going fine in your life, then create some problem. Now, when I say create a problem, I didn't mean go create a problem. Realize that there may be problems 2 steps away around the corner. You are walking right now and no problems. When you turn the corner in your life, problems may come. Try to realize that. Try to realize in your life that today I may not have problems, but tomorrow I might. Just like you do in your day-to-day life. You don't just spend all your money. You save it for a rainy day. You think, oh, today I have a job, but tomorrow I may not have a job. So let me not just spend all the money. Let me think about the time when I will be in trouble. Then this will come to use. Similarly, in your life, you must think When I am in trouble, what will I use? And one of these categories of people, as we will discuss, especially the Naradhama, they are in the Naradhama, they are in the excessive mode of passion. And one of the things about this excessive mode of passion is, for example, by throwing money, any problem can be solved. For example, okay, so they stay in this mode of Maya. They have these facilities and they are not thinking of the time when there will be a problem that they cannot solve. They think, oh, whatever, I have a big bank balance, whatever problem is there, what can I not solve? Even to the extent, okay, if my wife is or my husband is not good, I can replace, get an exchange, divorce, marry again. Or anything, so many things. Every problem can be solved with money. So they cannot see a time where they will have a problem that cannot be solved. And then they just don't care. Now, when you can realize that there may be some problems that I will need some help which money cannot solve, which no material solution exists, then what do I have left in my hand? Which rope I will catch? What support I will lean on? That thought doesn't occur. So I went a little bit into detail. So let me now explain the meaning. And Srila Prabhupada has given very long, nice purport for 7.15. And Srila Prabhupada has explained in detail the meaning of each of the four. So I encourage you to read that, but I will explain briefly. So the first category is mudha. Mudha are just fools. They are the ones who don't even know that something called spiritual solution exists. They are just ignorant. They know limited knowledge and they are trying to apply that knowledge to solve their problems. If they have a problem, if they perceive the problem, they will just try to solve it with material means because they just don't know. So they are ignorant about presence, or you can say existence, of spiritual platform, or you can say spiritual level or spiritual category of solution. They are just unaware. What will they do? They will just stay in their domain. Next is Naradhama. Now, Naradhama is a low-class person. And Srila Prabhupada says that 99% of people in developed world are Naradhamas. In developed world, what does it mean, developed world? Which means that they have some means. It is not that they are dying of hunger. They don't have basic fundamental problems of house, roti, kapda, makan, house, shelter, clothing, food. Their life the basic needs of life are being met. You may not be a millionaire, you may not be a billionaire, but life is going on. Which means that there is an opportunity for you to engage in spiritual inquiry. So these are the people who are in various levels. Now, you may not be a billionaire or millionaire, but you may be good enough, you may be middle class, whatever your life is going on, is also because of your past activities. So basically, you have forgotten. These are the people who have forgotten or are not interested. They have forgotten that there can be problems in the future. And therefore, they are not interested in looking at solutions beyond material solutions. They think all problems can be solved by material solutions. Example, throw money and solve it. Or I have a nice family. If anything, if I lose my job, my such a nice family is there. They will support me. They will console me. We will all adjust and we will live within our means because I have a very nice family. I have friends, I have this, I have that. It may not be just money. It may be anything that is material. And therefore, even though they are told about spiritual solutions, they don't care. They say this is not useful. Every problem that they have applied a material solution, found a solution, happy. It creates new problems, but they don't see the correlation that because I solved this in a material way, that is why it caused new problems. They don't see that correlation. They think, oh, new problem came. Previous one was solved. I will solve this one also. They have become expert at material solutions. We all are. We are all expert at material solutions. So that's a low-class person. You are low-class person means you are selling yourself cheap. You have the opportunity to elevate, to find bigger solutions, better solutions, but you are selling yourself cheap. No, it's okay. I have a solution. I'm happy. That is Naradhama. Next one is mayaya, aphrita, jnana. They try to find solution which is beyond. They want to go.
We can't see the board.
Want to go beyond material solution. They want to go. They know that money cannot solve all problems. They know that they are searching for a solution. Some non-material solution. Kindly keep yourself muted. They want to go beyond material solutions. So they are looking, but they are looking in the wrong direction. And Srila Prabhupada says that many people, like philosophers, like, there are very famous philosophers like Socrates and Plato and so many others. And even modern times, there are so many philosophers. Everybody who is a PhD stands for Doctor of Philosophy. Even though you may get a PhD in physics, you are still called Doctor of Philosophy because you are trying to find new knowledge. PhD is all about finding new knowledge. So the quest for finding new knowledge is a philosophical journey. So that is philosophers, poets, scientists, whoever else. They know that material solutions, material are not very long lasting. One material solution creates two more material problems. So let me not be in this rat race of trying to solve material problems. Let me go beyond that and find happiness elsewhere. They want to find happiness. So they look elsewhere. So they are looking in the wrong direction. So this is the third category. Somebody asked on the chat, what is the difference between some X category and Y category? I will read it later. We will discuss question answers later. But I hope, listen carefully, many of your questions will automatically get answered. And the fourth one is the asuram, bhavam, asritah. They are one step beyond mayaya, aphrita, jnana. What they do? They have found something, perhaps at the most extreme level, they have found something spiritual. At the most extreme level. Not something spiritual, but something close to spiritual. But when they get that, they use it for their sense gratification. It happens, their consciousness is so polluted that they may go to very advanced level of trying to find a non-material solution, but when they find it, they apply it for sense gratification. Just like Hiranyakashipu. It is written in Srimad Bhagavatam, he did thousands of years of tapasya, dhyana yoga. And Lord Brahmaji came to him. He could have easily asked Brahmaji to give him Krishna bhakti. And he would have got it. But what did he ask? More power. Nobody should be able to kill me, this, that. And then he went and created havoc. Ravana also did many years of tapasya to Lord Shiva. What did he get? Or what did he want when he asked? He wanted more weapons, more invincibility. And then he went and created havoc. So this is the extreme case. So I don't think now in some cases, it happens even in the modern world. People are trying to go for a good cause. They start off with a good cause and then they just become demoniac. Because when they get people to follow them and they get popularity, then they misuse that and become corrupt. That ahankar, ahankar means mam and aham, takes over. Oh, they get that taste of mam and aham. And many, in history, you can see politicians and all, they may start with a good cause to reform the country, to do this or that. Like communism, it started with a good intent that everybody should be treated equally and all those things. The intent was very nice. Personal sense gratification took over and it became completely corrupt. So you can start off nicely, but you can end up completely like a demon. So it's not just applicable to the demons in the scriptures. There can be modern day demons as well. That is why it is said asuram bhavam asritah, the nature, the demoniac nature. So these are the reasons why people don't come to Krishna. So as you can see in the mudha case, if you tell them there is a spiritual solution, they are the easiest. So in the spectrum, here is Krishna. The asuras are here. The mayaya, aphrita, jnana are here. The Naradhamas are here and the mudhas are here. Okay. This is increasing order of sense gratification. Now in 7 point, and this is a slippery slope. People generally over lifetimes don't start off as asura. over lifetimes. Now, in a given lifetime, you may be an asura, but there may be due to the past consciousness that is carrying with you. But most people who fall down, they start off as mudhas. And then what happens? We have discussed this before, the most fundamental thing that makes you go or slip one time towards this is doubt. Doubts arise in your mind. Why am I doing all this? Maybe one is doing some nice mode of goodness activity. He's staying there as a mudha. He does not know anything spiritual. He's doing some mode of goodness activity. He's getting the benefit, but he's saying, why? I have a shortcut. Why I have to do all these good things, dharma, to gain kama, artha and kama. Why do I have to do dharma? I can do adharma and gain quick kama. Take a shortcut at the expense of others. Then that doubt enters into the mind and you start slipping. You become Naradhama. Then you become this, and finally asura. So for this, the most important thing is association. Try to avoid the association. If you want to progress on this side, you must avoid the association of the people in these categories. They are the ones who will plant the doubt. Very famous saying is there, if you want to become a drunkard, the easiest way is to associate with a drunkard. Whoever you want to become, associate with such people. You will quickly become like them. So avoiding the association of these 4 categories of people is highly, highly recommended. Okay, question.
I think the Naradhama and MAJ, the category should be reversed, like they are looking in a wrong direction.
Okay. Let's see what questions we have. What is the difference between mudha and one who has surrendered to Maya?
I think you answered that, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you.
you.
So, it is not one who has surrendered to Maya. Surrendered to Maya, you can say, is Naradhama. Okay. Mayaya aphrita jnana means who is looking for jnana, or who is trying to find something that is beyond material solutions. But he is looking in the wrong way because his knowledge has been stolen by Maya. Okay. And what that means is that basically one is refusing to surrender to Krishna. One takes the position that God is not in my equation. Whatever else is in my equation is fine. And this is a very, very prominent point with scientists. The definition, again, I'm kind of going into this little bit science domain. The definition of science is mechanical or a deterministic universe. Mechanistic universe or a deterministic universe. When you say mechanistic or deterministic universe, it means you are treating the universe, and when I say universe, it means all natural laws, all the equations of physics, and everything that happens basically in the universe is deterministic, it is mechanistic, it is a machine. And there is no place for a living being, God, to interfere. So by definition, science is or has no place for God, because God is a living entity who can use his will, simply his desire, to alter the outcomes of certain processes in the universe. Okay? God can do that, but science cannot accept that. Like Prahlad ji, he was thrown from a cliff. Now by law of gravity and law of momentum, I was teaching a physics class, we have collisions, right? M1 V1 plus M2 V2 is equal to whatever M3 V3, conservation of momentum by collisions, right? By that law of physics and by law of gravity, you should be hurt when you are thrown off a cliff. You will accelerate down and your velocity will be so high, and then immediately you will come to a stop because you will hit the ground and you will be hurt. Your bones should break. But what happened to Prahlad when he was thrown off a cliff? Lord Narayana intervened and he caught him. So the Lord interfered with the law of nature and saved Prahlad. That kind of action has no place in science, and if such a thing happens, science will say that didn't happen. Scientists are fundamentally, the definition of science is to exclude the will of God. Okay? So the fundamental point of mayaya aphrita jnana is you're trying to find the higher entity, the higher solution, but you cannot accept a higher person. You cannot accept a higher creator or a higher maintainer, a higher supporter who is keeping this whole universe together. All right. So because they strongly keep that out, that cannot be. I will not let the God or a creator or a superior entity enter into my solution space or my search space. They are lower than Naradhamas. Naradhamas, they are just blissfully enjoying. If they hit a problem and if they realize that money or whatever material solutions, this is, by the way, answer to your question, cannot solve the problem, they could turn towards God. But maya aphrita jnana, very hard to turn towards God. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that all poets, all researchers, all scientists are like that. I'm talking about those scientists, those researchers, those philosophers who actively refuse to surrender to a higher authority. Actively. Now, there may be many philosophers, out of their philosophical quest, they will realize there must be a higher person. Let me try surrendering. They will not be called under maya aphrita jnana. Now, let us see what happens in the next 4 categories. So I have some more questions. Oh, there is somebody is writing some. Okay, some math. I'll look at it later. Okay. So there is one question here. I shall appreciate knowing from you as to which verse in Bhagavad Gita says that a human soul may take birth in the form of any living being instead of only being human, depending upon his acts in the previous life or lives. There is a verse. There are few verses. One of the verses is 8.6. Yam yam vapi smaran bhavan tyajyatyante kalevaram tam tam evaiti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitaha. That whatever you thought you have at the time you quit your body, 8.6 you can look. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail. So, and there's a very nice picture drawn by devotees based on this verse. It's there in my printed copy of the book. It's here. So I'm sure it's there in your Bhagavad Gita as well. If you are thinking all the time about sleeping, next life you could become like a bear. Bear can hibernate. He can sleep for 6 months. Srila Prabhupada says, if you are always thinking about money, you could take birth as an insect in a bank and always reside in the bank vault, which is full of money. So you will literally swim in money. And so many scenarios are there. And then in 15th chapter, there is another verse that there are so many species. I'll find the verse, or maybe you can find the verse in 15th chapter that
9 is being referred in that plate which you showed.
yeah. Yep, 15.9, that's the one. Oh, no, not 9.9, sorry, 15.9. The living entity, Shotram Chakshushu Sparshanam Cha Rasanam Ghranam Evacha Adhisthaya Manas Cha Ayam Vishayan Upasevate. So there are all these senses. Shrotam means to hear or ears. Chakshu, eyes. Sparshan, skin. Rasanam, tongue. And Ghranam means smell. All these sense organs are there, various types. So the living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, sense of touch, which are grouped around the mind. Thus he enjoys a particular type of sense object. So based on your desires, and those are the desires that are there at the end of your life, because what you have been focusing on all your life is what you remember at the end of your life. I will tell you a story, or maybe I have told it, of Citizen Kane. Have I told you that story? Go watch that movie. It's from 1940s. It's called Citizen Kane. Very famous movie.
You have already told the story, sir.
I have already told you. Okay, so then you can. So what you remember at the end of your life is what you have been focusing on, or what you have been thinking about all your life. And that is the nature you attain because of your desire. So if you want to think always about money, you will be within money, where you can always surround, you can live in money. So you need a kind of a body which can eat money. You need to survive, so you can eat the currency notes. So you will become some kind of an insect which can survive on eating paper, but you will always live within money. So you need a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, sense of touch, so that you can enjoy that particular life. If somebody is too much addicted to sense gratification through sensual means, through sexual means, that is one of the biggest sort of a sense gratification that people have, then they could become a pigeon or a rabbit who can do that activity many times a day. All the time they can do that activity. So you can get that body through which you can enjoy a particular type of sense gratification. So that is the answer. Hopefully it got clarified. Okay. So now we will go to next verse, 7.16. And 7.16 is saying that 4 types of people that begin to come to Krishna. So the verse is Chaturvidha. Vidha means type or kind. So 4 kinds. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. They do my bhajan. Janaha sukritino Arjuna, and they are sukriti. They are trying to benefit themselves. They have some desire to move forward. So there are four kind of people. Chaturvidha bhajante mam, Janaha sukritino Arjuna. And what are those four categories? Arto, jigyasu, artharthi, and jnani. Arto, jigyasur, artharthi, jnani cha bharatarshava. My dear Arjuna, there are these four type of people who begin to come to Krishna. Okay. Now, this is how Lord Krishna has mentioned in the verse, due to the sort of the way in the verse is spoken. But jigyasu and artharthi are, so it is the first category is artha, second category is artharthi, third is jigyasu, and fourth is jnani. So artha means who is distressed. Distressed means he wants to get rid of something. He wants to get rid of his misery. He has some problems he wants to get rid of. How that problem has come? Because he enjoyed too much. Too much enjoyment on others' expense. So now he has to pay for his shortcuts that he took. He did adharma. If you keep doing dharma, artha, kama, you can continue to do dharma, artha, kama. But that kama gives rise to more and more kama. But you don't want to do that much dharma, so you do adharma. And then you get distressed. That is artha, and then somebody wants to get rid of it. I really am too troubled. I cannot tolerate the pain. I want to get rid of it. Artharthi means artha arthi. Artha means wealth or property or whatever. He is desirer of wealth. So he wants something that he does not have. Distressed wants to give up something that he has. Give up something undesirable. Artharthi means he wants something desirable that he does not have. So opposites. But among those, the artha is considered to be better because he just wants to get rid of the problems and wants to come to a neutral level. Artharthi means he may already be at a neutral level, but he wants more. So he is more like a greedy, in the greedy category. The third is jigyasu, means curious. Just curious. No particular intention other than satisfying one's own curiosity. Who is Krishna? What is spiritual life? And the fourth one is jnani. Jnani means that he is having spiritual knowledge, but he is not satisfied. He knows that this jnana that I have is not sufficient. It cannot answer all questions. Who is the source of the jnana? He always wants to know who is the ultimate source. That is the fundamental definition of a jnani. That is why he goes to the level of dhyana. So jnana yoga, that's why in the last few verses of 4th chapter, and then in the last few verses of 5th chapter, it integrates into dhyana yoga. Because in that search for who is the source of the jnana, where is this jnana coming from? Who is the originator? One begins to do dhyana, and then one is able to see the Paramatma. So these jnanis have jnana, but they are looking for the source of jnana. So they are the closest. Once they find that Krishna is the source, they immediately surrender. Okay. So these are the 4 categories. Now, I would like you, so we have discussed 8 categories, and you could oscillate between some. I oscillate between Naradhama. Sometimes I'm very happy. Why I have to do this, all this Bhagavad Gita and all. And between artharthi, I want more money. So Krishna, please give me more money, give a good, promotion, give a good job, good this, good that, good everything. So artharthi. So I could oscillate. Many people oscillate between these. My question is, you all are listening very nicely to Bhagavad Gita. Please try to see which category, which of these 4 categories you are in. Why did you come to the Bhagavad Gita class? What do you want from this class? Some of you may be in the jigyasu category. Oh, I always wanted to read Bhagavad Gita. Let me see what is there in it. Maybe some people are here because of artharthi. Oh, Bhagavad Gita means Bhagwan Krishna. If I read Bhagavad Gita, I will get some benefits. If I chant Bhagavad Gita, recite Bhagavad Gita, many people are there who recite 15th chapter every day, Purushottam Yoga. Some people do many other things. So maybe artharthi or artha, to get rid of some problems, some disease, or whatever material problems one may have. Please take a minute and introspect why you are doing this class. What do you hope to benefit by hearing about Lord Krishna, by hearing the words of Lord Krishna, trying to understand them? Or maybe you are a jnani. So take few seconds and just think. Okay. So let us move forward. Now, very beautiful thing Krishna does. And we will see this in verse number 18, 7.18. Lord Krishna is very happy with these 4 people. He doesn't say, oh, what a kind of person. All he wants is material benefit from me. It's like you are the child of a very rich father and all you want from your father is money. That is like artharthi. Is that a very good relationship between a child and a father? You never come and love the father, but you do come to him and say, give me money, give me this, give me that, give me that. But the father is so loving, he still loves these children. But there is a desire in the father's heart that he should try to love me also. That desire is there. And Krishna also has that desire for all the living entities to love him. He is hungry for love. So God is always hungry for love. Always. He has a lot of love from many of his devotees, but it is never enough. He wants more and more and more. So for these 4 categories of people, sukritino, the 4 types of people, the sukritinos, what he does, he brings them into contact with devotees. So it is okay if you start coming closer to Krishna in any of these 4 categories. Always what Krishna does, and Srila Prabhupada says that in the purport, that he puts you in connection with a devotee who can hopefully take you forward to Krishna. Say that You have such a rich father. Don't just keep asking for money that you will anyway get, but love him. He is hungry for your love. Of course, he will give you what you want. But that should not be the main purpose. That is not the foundation of the relationship. The foundation of the relationship should be that of love. So a devotee tries to teach this or tell this. So the Lord, out of his mercy, he doesn't want to come and say directly. He is saying directly to us through Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is very widely available. So Krishna, in a sense, is directly telling us through Bhagavad Gita what he wants. But he also conveys the message through his devotees. And Srila Prabhupada mentions this very strongly in the purport of 7.16. So in 7.16, Srila Prabhupada says here, when these four kinds of persons come to the Supreme Lord for devotional service and are completely purified by the association of pure devotees, they also become pure devotees. So they begin their life by wanting something, but Krishna puts them into connection with a devotee, and then they become pure devotees themselves. But Srila Prabhupada says these four people are in the beginning stages. This is not pure devotional service. These are not pure devotees because they have some aspiration to fulfill in exchange for devotional service. Bhajante. They are doing bhajan. Chaturvidha bhajante mam. So they are doing some bhajan of Krishna, but with a material motive. Kuch de do Bhagavan. Dhan kya? सुख संपत्ति सब पावें और दुख संकट दूर करो भगवान, isn't it? That is दुख संकट दूर करो means अर्थ, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे means artharthi. So most people are in that category. Remove my misery and give me more money or wealth or whatever, happiness, material happiness. So they are not pure devotees. Absolutely, they are not pure devotees, because they have some material aspiration to fulfill, but they are worshipping the Lord with that ulterior motive. But Krishna brings them in contact with devotees. By the way, here Srila Prabhupada is mentioning this very, very important verse, just to contrast why, if somebody asks, they are not pure devotees. What else is there? If I ask something from God, what is the problem? After all, I'm asking my father for money. My father will give. What is the problem? So Srila Prabhupada says that is not pure devotion. Srila Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, this is the definition of pure bhakti. Bhaktir uttama. Uttama bhakti. The topmost bhakti is anya abhilashita shunyam. Anya. No other. Abhilashita means abhilasha. Abhilasha means desires. So other desires are zero. Zero other desires. Shunyam. Which are born of jnana, karma, adi, anavritam. Born of either you want jnana, you want some karma, or anything like that. It is devoid, anavritam, devoid of all those desires. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. All that you are interested in is what is anukulyena to Krishna Anushilanam. To please Krishna, whatever is aligned, whatever is serving the purpose of pleasing Krishna. That if you do, that is Uttama Bhakti. Not if you are doing something for some jnana or karma or any other abhilasha. Whereas artha, artharthi and jigyasu are there is some fulfillment of desire. Jigyasa is also a desire. The desire is to fulfill the desire. I have this curiosity, I want to fulfill, then I'll be happy. That is also a sense gratification of the mind. I want to know this, then I will become more knowledgeable. So these are the categories of the devotees. Okay. Now, let us see a very, very important verse. 7.17. This is another very, very, very important verse. So 7.17, then Krishna says that I'm very happy with these people. They are sukritino in the previous one. But who is the best among them? Vishishyate. Vishishyate, you will see the word. Vishishyate means special, or vishesh. In Hindi, we say vishesh. Vishesh means special. So vishishyate. So what kind of a person is vishishyate? Let us see. 7.17. Tesham jnani. Among the jnanis, tesham means out of them or among them. Tesham jnani, among the jnanis. So jnani is also a band, is a big sort of a category of jnanis. Who is vishishyate? Nityayukta ekabhaktir vishishyate. Very, very, very important words. What are the very important words? Nitya yukta and ekabhaktir. Ekabhaktir vishishyate. So such a jnani who is always engaged, nitya yukta, always engaged in exclusive bhakti, ekabhakti, not duibhakti, not tribhakti, ekabhakti. Bhakti to me only. Okay? Directly Lord Krishna is saying here, among the jnanis, because even bhaktas, pure devotees, are also jnanis. They know that they should serve Krishna. That much knowledge is enough. You don't need to know the whole volumes of knowledge. Just that one line knowledge that my success of life is to serve Krishna, is to please Krishna, is to love Krishna. That is knowledge. So that is also a jnani. So that kind of a jnani who is always engaged, nitya yukta ekabhaktir, is special, vishishyate. Are you getting it? So first time Lord Krishna is saying what kind of person I like the best. I like the person best when he is nitya yukta ekabhakti. You can say this is the definition of a pure devotee of Krishna. So please remember, nitya yukta, always engaged in exclusive bhakti to Krishna. That is what this means. So please remember these words, nitya yukta ekabhakti. Such a person is vishishyate. And then what happens? What is the result? For those who are a little bit advanced, have done some classes before with us or with other devotees, this is the prayojana. If you are new and you don't understand this, don't worry. Sambandha, abhideya, and prayojana. So now Krishna is describing the result. Sambandha means who is Krishna. So there are three levels I will quickly explain. In one's spiritual journey, sambandha. Sambandha means trying to understand what is the sambandha between me and Krishna. That is called sambandha step. Step number 1. That Krishna has explained from 7.4 to 7.12. that he is the creator of the universe, he is the maintainer, the sustainer, and we are just dependent on him, trying to live in this world. Dharyate jagat, jiva bhutam, dharyate jagat. That is our relationship with Krishna. The next step is abhideya. Abhideya means, okay, once you have understood who is Krishna, he is so great, I am so tiny. Once you understand that, then you ask, okay, how can I approach Krishna? What is the process? Abhideya means process. And that has been explained in 7.14. And the process is loving surrender or taking shelter. That is the process, abhideya. And the third one is called prayojana. Prayojana, and this is discussed in 7.17. What is the result? When I do that process, Mam prapadyante, Krishna says in 7.14, right? When I do the process, what is the result I get? That Krishna is explaining in 7.17, C and D. Last line. So let us read the last line of 7.17. What it says. So Lord Krishna is saying, Tesham jnani nityayukta ekabhaktir vishishyate priyo hi jnanino atyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. So what is the result? Please pay very careful attention. 7.17 C and D is showing the result of being a pure devotee of Krishna. What is the result of being a pure devotee? Priyo hi jnanino atyartham aham. Aham is then the next line, D, but is it the continuation of the previous sentence? So that is one sentence, and then the next sentence is Sa cha mama priyaha. So let us see the first sentence. Priyo hi jnanino atyartham aham. That jnani, such a jnani, what kind of jnani? Somebody tell me, what kind of jnani are we talking about? Somebody new.
nityayukta ekabhakti.
Very good. Such a jnani, not any kind of jnani who is just doing jnana yoga, but who is nityayukta ekabhakti. That kind of jnani is priyo hi. He's very dear, priya. What else? What do you mean by priya? Very, I love him. Priya is very, very dear. Atyartham, he's not, Krishna is not stopping as he is priya aham. He could have said, priyo hi jnanino aham. He is dear to me. Atyartham. Atya means very much. There is emphasis. So he is very dear to me. Atyartham aham. Sorry, it means I am very dear to him. To the devotee, I am very dear. And the next line is Sacha mama priyaha. That to me, he is also similarly very dear. So which means the result is a complete bond. What kind of bond? Bi-directional. Between Krishna and pure devotee. Bi-directional bond of love, priya, or we can say prema. Priya and prema. Priya means object, prema is the adjective or the feeling, I don't know, whatever. But the point is there is a bi-directional bond. So many people love somebody else, but that other person does not love them. What a heartbreaking situation it is, isn't it? Parents, some parents love their children so much, but the child does not love back. Or, you love a girl so much, the girl doesn't love back, or the boy, or whatever, friend. You like some friend, you do a lot of things for the friend, but that friend always takes advantage of you, doesn't love you. So we have seen one-sided. These are all one-sided relationships in the material world. And we are so frustrated with these one-sided relationships. But what is Krishna promising? Krishna is promising bi-directional. Krishna is guaranteeing that he is saying, I am dying for your love. I am desperate. So for pure devotees, Krishna is just throwing his arms and welcoming them, saying, please come back, please come to me, please come to me. So Krishna is very, very strongly saying that I will never, never fail you. If you come to me, I will become yours. And we have very, very, very beautiful example of this. We did, that's why, from this only, when I read first time, and Srila Prabhupada, I think he is quoting this. Yes. In the 18th verse, he is quoting this verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 9.4.68. Anybody can tell what topic is being discussed in this portion of Bhagavatam? Those who have attachment to Srimad Bhagavatam should know. What is there in 9.4? Bhagavatam is the stories, full of stories of devotees of Krishna. And of course, there is the story of a great, great, great devotee of Krishna in 9.4. Who is that?
Ambarish Maharaj, Prabhu.
Ambarish Maharaj, very nice. Very, 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 very dear devotee of Lord Krishna, Lord Narayana. And he happened to be offended by a great person by the name of Durvasa Muni. He did not know what a great devotee Ambarish Maharaj is. So he commits this offense. He tries to kill Ambarish Maharaj, not just commit an offense like, say some bad things. You are a fool. That would have been fine. Not fine, but that would have been, much lower offense. He tried to kill him. And then Lord saved him and Durvasa by sending his Sudarshan Chakra. And Durvasa Muni is running and running and running, and he goes to Lord Narayana. And let us see these two verses. I will just focus on two verses, 9.4.63 and 9.4.68. And you will see Lord Narayana, what does he say about Ambarish Maharaj? So from the Veda-based library, we go to Srimad Bhagavatam, and then we go to Canto 9, Chapter 4, verse number 63. And we will see what Lord Krishna is saying. Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna, same. He is telling to Durvasa Muni what he feels about Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj is the pure devotee. So you will see here, he is going to tell about this bond of love. That is what Lord Narayana will tell to Durvasa Muni. What is the relationship between him and his devotee? So let us see what Lord Krishna says, Lord Narayana. What he is saying, Aham Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradhino. Paradhin means I am subservient. I am bound by. Paradhin. Adhin. Those who understand Adhin means you are in control of. Aham Bhakta Paradhino. I am in control of my devotees. The Supreme Lord, who is the controller of the whole universe, of the whole creation, he is saying, I am under the control of my devotee. Aham Bhakta Paradhino. He asvatantra iva dvija. Aswatantra, I am aswatantra. I cannot do anything. I cannot help you. I am helpless. Even if I want to help you, I cannot. Lord Narayana is saying this. He is helpless. Can you imagine? This is coming directly from Srimad Bhagavatam. This is not some bogus, man-made, humbug, Joe Blow literature. This is Srimad Bhagavat Purana, directly spoken by Lord Krishna or Lord Narayana to Brahmaji first. And there he's telling, Aham bhakta paradhino hi aswatantra iva dvija. Sadhubhir grasta hridayo. I am living sadhubhir, those who are the sadhus, means pure devotees, grasta hridayo. My heart, I am living in their heart. My heart is in control of them, by them. Bhaktair bhakta jana priya. What to say about bhakta? Bhakta is very dear to me. Bhakta jana priya. Even the bhakta of the bhakta is very dear to me. Okay. So a lot of people ask, if I am not, attached to Lord Ram, but I am attached to Hanumanji, is that okay? I like Hanumanji so much. Is that okay? Yes. Who is Hanumanji? He is Bhakta, and you become Bhakta Jana. Because you like Hanumanji, you are a Bhakta Jana. And here Lord Krishna is saying, Lord Narayana, Bhakta Jana Priya. Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. Bhakta to hai Priya. They are Priya. Bhakta Jana is also Priya. So, such a strong statement Lord Narayana is making. Please try to understand the importance of this statement. This is exactly the same as the Bhagavad Gita statement that Priyo hi jnanino atyartham aham sacha mama priya. And then the 68th verse, same concept. The devotee, the pure devotee, is always within the core of my heart. Sadhavo hridayam mahyam. Sadhunam hridayam tva aham. I am living in his heart. He is living in my heart. We have exchanged our residence. We live in each other's heart. My devotees do not know anything else but me. Mad anyat te na janati. Na janati. Other than me, my devotees don't know anything. Naham tebhyo managapi. And I do not know anything but them. So this is the bond. This is the bond, the bi-directional bond of love between pure devotee and Lord Shri Krishna. And that is the result. And one when gets this, then who cares about artha, artharthi, jigyasu, jnani? Well, how does it all matter? All those become such small things, small problems. Okay. Ambarish Maharaj, he was such a devotee of Lord Krishna or Lord Narayana. Lord Narayana permanently gave him his own Sudarshan Chakra. He says, my Sudarshan Chakra will always be with you. It will protect you. To Bali Maharaj, Lord Narayan said what? Vaman Dev, do you know what he said? Anybody remembers? Bali Maharaj gave everything to Vaman Dev. He said, put your third foot on my head. So he completely surrendered himself in love to Lord Vamana. What did Lord Vaman say? Does anybody know? I was so, I did not know this till I read the Bhagavatam directly. Lord Vaman Dev said, I will become your doorkeeper and protect you. Vaman Dev is saying, मैं चौकीदार बन जाऊंगा. चौकीदार. I will
Not
become your
Vaman Dev,
doorkeeper.
I think Krishna said it, not Vaman Dev. Like Krishna was the Vaman Dev. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vaman Dev, Krishna, same. So I will become your doorkeeper. Who will do that? Only a person who loves you does that. So Krishna, loves his devotee.
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, Guruji. I think there was one more thing that he gave him the boon, because Bali Maharaj was looking for the Indraka Gaddi.
Yes.
Like, so he said that the next Indraka throne will be yours, and then till then you'll stay in this part of the world, like planetary position or wherever that is, and then I'm going to be your doorkeeper.
Yes. Yes. Correct. Okay. So these are the things that Lord Krishna says or promises to his devotee. The point being made, please don't miss the point. The point is all these things, artha, artharthi, become meaningless, completely meaningless. If you look at Ambarish Maharaj, if you look at Bali Maharaj, after that, they did not desire any of those things. If Lord is giving, they will happily take it as prasad. Like Sudama, he could not even ask the Lord. He went with a desire to ask the Lord to get some benefit because his wife sent him. He was so poor, he did not even have anything to eat. And he could not even ask the Lord when he went there. But when he came back, he saw so much opulence, but he did not get swayed by that opulence. The Lord gave, he took it as prasad. Okay, whatever the Lord gives is prasad. Whether he gives good things or not so good things, both the devotee accepts as prasad. No problem. He never misuses the opulence given by Krishna or by the Lord. Never. He treats it as prasad, as a very, very careful object that is belonging to Krishna. It is Krishna's property. I must keep it nicely, keep it safe, keep it in a good condition. Okay. So 7.18, next verse. So let me see if anything else in my notes here. Okay. Then Lord Krishna says, okay, so 7.17 is the topmost devotee, topmost person. Anybody else wants to repeat what kind of jnani is the best? This is very important. The more you repeat, the more you will remember.
Nityayukta ekabhakti.
Nityayukta,
Very nice.
nityayukta ekabhakti.
Yes.
Bhakti,
Nityayukta ekabhakti.
bhakti is the highest of all the 8 categories.
And no, bhakti is beyond the 8.
Beyond that, yes.
He is the
High,
ultimate goal. Among those 8,
superlative.
the highest was a jnani. But among those jnanis, the highest is, yes. So, the lower type of jnanis are the highest in that 8 category, but the highest is bhakta. And what kind of bhakta? Who is always engaged? Yukta, ekabhakti, exclusive bhakti to Krishna. Nothing else. For one, nothing else matters. Anya abhilashita shunyam. Jnana karma anavritam. Jnana karmadi anavritam. Anukulyena Krishna anushilanam bhaktiruttama. So everything is Krishna anushilanam. That is ekabhakti to Krishna. So that person is the best. So Krishna has praised the best person, and he has said what is the result is priyo hi jnanino atyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. That is the result. But what about the others who are coming to him? He does not want to neglect them. The 4 sukritino. What about them? Krishna says they are also very good. Why he says that? To encourage them. The biggest danger is to fall into the dushkritino. That is the biggest danger. So Krishna is encouraging them that they are also very good. So Lord Krishna is saying, Udarah sarva evaite jnani tva atma eva me matam. Asthitah sahi yuktatma mam evam anuttamam gatim. So Lord Krishna is calling these people, these 4 sukritino people, as udara. Udara. Udar means very generous. Why generous? Because at least they are coming to me. At least they are coming to me, or they are trying to come to me instead of going away from me. Their direction is correct. They are coming in this direction. At least they are not going in the opposite direction. So if they are coming in this direction, at least sometime they will come. So at least their direction is correct. They are coming to me, bhajante mam. For some reason they are doing my bhajan. That itself, Krishna says, okay, you are very nice, very nice. Krishna is encouraging. Sarva evaite. They are all very magnanimous. Jnani tva atma eva me matam. All these people are very nice. They are just like me. Tva atma eva me matam. Asthita hi. Asthita sahi yuktatma. If they remain engaged, asthita means if they stay in that way. Asthita, wahan pe raho, asthita. Asthita hi sahi yuktatma. If they are engaged in this way, mam evam anuttamam gatim. At some point they will come to me. Anuttamam gatim means the highest destination, which is Krishna. So if they stay in that direction, they keep going in this direction, they don't change, they don't take a U-turn. If they don't take a U-turn, they will come to me. But this does not mean that we should stay slow. We should not remain slow. Kindly mute yourself. Thank you. And that point comes in the next verse. 7.19. Very, 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 very important verse. As important as now you see 7th chapter, all these important verses are coming up. 7.14, 17, 19, they are super duper important verses. If you have to memorize, if you have desire to remember these verses, please remember all these ones. 7.14, 7.17, 7.19. All these are super important verses. Beautiful. You can see the mind of Lord Krishna. So what is 7.19 saying? Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevah sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. So what is Lord Krishna saying? That bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. So these jnanis, all these jnanis who are, going on this path, udar, whom Krishna calls as udar, who are not yet at the point of ekabhakti, nityayukta ekabhakti, these people who are in the right direction, and especially the jnanis who are progressing towards me, how long they take? In this verse, Lord Krishna is giving a timeline, sort of generic timeline. What is the timeline given here? Anyone?
Births, many births.
After many births and deaths.
Yes, many. Bahunan janmanam ante. Ante means after. Janmanam, bahunam janmanam. Many births. After many bahunam janmanam ante, such peoples, that means that progress is happening, and for different people it happens at different speeds, different rate of progress. So yes, Bhagavan Krishna is saying you are making progress, but it could take 5 lifetimes, 10 lifetimes, 100 lifetimes, 1,000 lifetimes, I don't know, depends on your speed. But it could be many lifetimes. Bahunam janmanam ante. What they do, Jnanavan, all these Jnanis who we have talked about, that includes all the other people who are bhajante mam, even the lower categories who are trying to go in the right direction. What do? Mam prapadyate. They come to that final stage. That's the same word Lord Krishna used in. So mam prapadyate. Mam prapadyate. They surrender to me. Same word prapadyate that was used in 7.14. Right? What was 7.14? Mamevaye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So those who surrender to me, they can easily cross. So these people who are doing bhajante mam, the sukritino and the jnanis, especially among themselves, they continue to make progress and they come to me. Mam prapadyate. So that is the goal. That is what Lord Krishna meant in the previous verse. Mam eva anuttamam gatim. Ultimately, they reach me, the highest goal. That highest goal comes when you do this mam prapadyate. And what is the end point? Vasudeva sarvam iti. One realizes that Vasudeva is everything. Vasudeva sarvam iti. That is the final destination when you see that Vasudeva. Who is Vasudeva? The son of Vasudeva.
Vasudeva.
And who is that?
Krishna.
Krishna. Very nice. So Vasudeva sarvam iti. They realize that. And last line is very important, very, very important. It is not much spoken about, but I want you to understand the importance of the D part. 7.19 D. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Such a Mahatma who reaches the stage of Vasudeva Sarvamiti, who reaches the stage of Mam Prapadyante. Such a Mahatma is very, very durlabh, very, very
Rare. Very
durlabh
rare.
means very, very
Rare.
sudurlabh. Not only durlabh, sudurlabh. Su means very, very rare. Why rare? Why rare? Because you are in this. I will change the color of my pen to green, let us say. You are going on this direction. There are so many points where you could take a U-turn. It starts with one small doubt. And something grows in your mind, in your consciousness, and you take it down. You take a U-turn. Or whatever, you take an exit. That's another phrase that I use. You're going on the highway. And then instead of going to the end of the highway, you take exit. So will you reach the end of the highway?
Never.
No. But who reaches the end through this long process is rare, because so many people take the exit. So the ones who are the minority who are left over reach the destination. That's why they are rare. Do you understand? So what is the message here? What is the conclusion? The conclusion is, don't follow the long path. Don't follow the long path. Try to come to nityayukta ekabhakti as soon as possible. As soon as possible. You do not have to go through all those stages of jnana, dhyana, karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga, all those things. You don't have to go through that to come to bhakti. You can directly come to bhakti. So that is the goal, or that is the conclusion, or that is the advice. The main point to realize is, because there may be so many exits, Who knows, you might get deviated and take an exit or take a U-turn. You want that? After having gone so far on the highway, why would you want to take a U-turn? So try to jump to the destination. In the Bhagavad Gita, in one of the purports, Srila Prabhupada says that this long path is like taking the steps. You have a 100-story building, 100-story building, and the goal is to reach the top. And you are taking the steps. By the time you are on the 10th floor, you are dead, or maybe on the 50th floor. What is the smart thing to do?
Take the lift.
Yes.
Take the elevator.
Take the elevator. Every floor has an elevator. Instead of dropping dead, or on one particular floor, you see, oh, there is nice movie going on, nice dance, music going on. Let me just stay here. When you are in elevator, you don't get to stop at any floor. You press the button and you directly go to the top floor. Why you want to take the risk? So that is the message here. By going through the staircase, if you reach the top, then you are, what are you?
Rare.
Jnani.
Rare. Then you are rare. Oh my God, आप stairs से आए चढ़ के? Oh my God, very nice, thank you. You get special, double prize. After coming through the stairs, if you reach the top, that is, but why you want to do that? So that is the essence or the meaning of this verse. That those who are on this path of jnana, they could take bahunam janmanamante, very, very, very long time. And then they are making in the right direction. They are in the right direction, no problem with that. But finally, they come to the stage of mam prapadyante. That mam prapadyante you can do much earlier also. Why you have to go through that big, long stretch, ultimately to do the same thing that you could have done on the ground floor? You can enter the elevator on the ground floor itself. Why you have to take the staircase or take the elevator after climbing 20, 30, 40 stories? No need. So ultimately they do mam prapadyante. And such a person is very, very rare. And this connects 7.19 connects back to the beginning of chapter 7. Which verse? 7.3. What does Lord Krishna say in 7.3? Manushyanam sahasreshu kashchid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvatah. So Lord Krishna is saying, Manushyanam sahasreshu kashchid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam. So out of thousands of men, Manushyanam sahasreshu, thousands and thousands of men, Kashchid yatati siddhaye, some try for siddhi, which means some try to, this is our, staircase. So out of thousands and thousands of men, some try to go up the stairs. Rest are happy in the ground floor. Some try to climb the stairs. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tatvata. Among those who try, very few know me. Krishna is here. Very few. So out of thousands, few try, very few know me, which means reach the top. Which means this path is not recommended. Not recommended. This has a very, very low success rate. And if you see this verse 7.3, Lord Krishna is substantiating or is saying the same thing that Arjun said in the end of 6th chapter. What was the discussion at end of 6th chapter? Arjuna threw up his hands. All this that you have told, it doesn't seem practical to me. What does he say? Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavad dridham tasyaham nigraham manye vayor iva sudushkaram. That this mind is very hard. I can think I will try to climb, but somewhere or the other, the mind will deviate. And then I will fall down. Mind will deviate means the primary way for mind to deviate once again is through doubts. And it will deviate. So Arjun said that, and Krishna is repeating that out of thousands of people, only very, 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 very few even try. Among those who try, one only reaches the top. So don't try this staircase. Just do bhakti. Okay. So this verse 7.19 is connecting to 7.3, and Lord Krishna is basically explaining the whole process as to why it is so hard to come to him through the process of jnana, karma, jnana, and dhyana. So, so far, Lord Krishna has described. We ended the previous class with a discussion of surrender. And then we today started with the discussion that why doesn't everybody surrender? The reason why everybody doesn't surrender is because not everybody has or sees the need for doing anything different in material life. They are happy. As we say, they are drinking the nectar or the honey from the blade, from the tip of a blade. They think that much happiness is all I can get. At least I'm getting the honey. There is some cuts and burns, but that's okay, part of life, package deal. I'm at least getting the honey. So they are happy. They are not even looking forward to a different solution. Then those who realize, no, there need to be something better, they try to find a higher solution. Bhajante mam, chaturvidha bhajante mam. And among those people, the jnanis are the best who are in the nityayukta ekabhakti stage. That means pure devotees. They are the absolute best. And therefore, Lord Krishna is saying, take to the path of bhakti. Don't go this path of jnana and all this other path, because it will take many, many, many lifetimes, many, many years. Bahunam janmanamante. Just do mam prapadyate, maya metam tarantite. Very easily you will swim like an elevator, sit in a steamer, boat, and cross the ocean. Why you have to try to swim the ocean? So that is the message through. So today we covered from 7.15 to 7.19. Next class we will cover. So we discussed in 7.15 those who do not surrender. And 7.16 to 7.19 we discussed various categories of those who surrender. So to Krishna and to Krishna, those who surrender and those who do not surrender to Krishna. Now 7.20 to 23 and 7.24 to 25, we will see those who surrender to Krishna. No, not to Krishna, to someone else. Who is that someone else, or what is that someone else? We will see in the next class. So there are people who may surrender to someone or something else. And that discussion we will have in the next class. Okay, so let us see what questions are there. There is one more question. Ekabhakti, let me, it is sent only to me, so I will copy paste it here. Yes, that also falls under ekabhakti. So the question is, ekabhakti will not be there if we are bhakt of Hanumanji, devotee of a devotee. Hanumanji is not devotee of devotee, he is devotee of Krishna. But you are a devotee of devotee. So devotee of devotee means refers to you, or that will also fall under ekabhakti. Absolutely, it falls under ekabhakti. Absolutely. Why it falls under ekabhakti? Because on the strength of the statement of Lord Narayana, Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. We take the statement of Lord Narayana as authoritative, and it is ekabhakti. The other reason you will see later in Bhagavad Gita is that because Hanumanji, or the devotee of the Lord, is so dear to the other devotee. So here you have Lord Ram. Then you have Hanumanji. And let's say this is you. So you are devotee of Hanumanji, and Hanumanji is devotee of Lord Ram. Okay. So because you are devotee of Hanumanji, you are very dear to Hanumanji. And Hanumanji will tell Lord Ram. What will he tell? Please accept this person. He is very dear to me.
Like he did for Tulsidas ji.
Yes, exactly. So Hanumanji will say, he is very dear to me, please accept him. What will Lord Ram will tell Hanumanji? No, you are fine. But I don't like other people that you like. It's like you are a billionaire father and your child loves you very much, not like a child who ignores you. Not that kind of child. That child loves you so much. And you both are, father says, let's go on vacation. The child says to the father, you know, my friend is also there. I like him also very much. Can we take him on vacation also? And father is a billionaire. He's like Bill Gates or whatever. What will he say? No, only you can come. Father will say, sure, bring him along. We will all enjoy together. The Lord's car or his ship is very big. It can accommodate all the people. The Lord's ship is not limited. No, I only have 4-seater. I can sit and you can sit and no more. He does not have 2-seater or 4-seater. He has infinite seater. The only criteria is bhakti. So that is the
Prabhuji,
mood of Lord Narayana. Bhaktair Bhakta Jana Priya. Yes.
Prabhuji, then what is duibhakti and tribhakti that you talked about?
That is when you have devotion for somebody who is not connected to Krishna. And that is the topic we will talk in the next class, that there is those who surrender to someone else. Or if I remove this X from here, let us say they want to surrender to Krishna plus someone else. Like we say, put your feet in 2 boats. So that ekabhakti means, what it means? Exclusive devotion or bhakti to Krishna Only. Lord Krishna, there are so many verses in Bhagavad Gita. So many verses in Bhagavad Gita which show this. In chapter 9, for example, very beautiful verse is there. Number 22. Ananyas chintayanto mam. Ananya. Anya means other. Ananya means no other. Exclusive. Ananya means having no other object. Those who worship me with exclusive devotion. So Lord Krishna is saying, Keval meri sharan mein aao. There is a difference. Ek minute. There is a difference. Okay? There is a difference. You must realize that. Think about it. Don't think about it theoretically. Okay? Don't think about it theoretically. In a family, everybody has family. I have family, you have family, we all have family. Let's take from the standpoint of husband and his wife. What does the husband expect from the wife? Exclusive love. But does the wife love the children? Huh? Yes. She might, if she has only one rasgulla left, she might give it to the child and not give it to the husband. So in some cases, you can say that the wife loves the child more than the husband. But who is the child? The child is also somebody who loves the father. Okay? Think about it. Imagine this situation in your own life if it happens. You have a wife, you have your child. If the wife loves your children very much, you like it. If the wife comes and says only one rasgulla was left, I gave it to the child. You will say, good. That's the right thing you did. But if the wife has an extramarital connection, will you like it? Think about it in your own life. The father can have 100 children and the mother's love can be divided among 100 children. Still, the father will feel the full love of the wife. But he cannot tolerate even one other person whom she loves. That is duibhakti. Think about it. Just think about it. You don't have to answer me. Don't have to enter into debate. Just imagine yourself. I know it has not happened in any of your life. But imagine if this happens. What will be your feeling? Or for wife to husband, reverse also. Think about it. That is the mood of Bhagavan. He wants that. He is hungry for our love. That kind of love which you can sense little bit between husband and wife in this whole example, analogy I gave. Okay? Meditate on it. And you will get some sense of why Krishna says Ananya Bhakti, Ekabhakti. All right? Yes, any questions or anything?
Oh, I was interjecting in the middle.
Sure,
Bhakti,
please.
duibhakti means you worship two gods. So is it like, you ride two boats.
Yes.
If you ride two boats, you are sure to fall down.
Yes.
There is no
But
question
if you are in the
about
boat
it.
with all the devotees of God, they are still in the same boat. There are just more people in the boat.
That is fine. But if you have two boats, one here and one in another, one pair here, one pair either.
Yes.
So गिरेंगे.
Yes, bilkul, definitely.
So that is I understand that is meaning of duibhakti.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
You are riding two boats, and one boat will take you this side, one boat will take you this side, and you follow in the middle.
Yes.
This is going to happen. And if there are two gods, one X and another Y, and then the gods will also have a confusion. अरे वो तो उसको बुला रहा है, वो दोनों नहीं आएंगे फिर.
Yeah, all those considerations are there. But the fundamental point is, why does Krishna want? Or what is the best type of bhakti that Krishna wants is Ananya Bhakti or Ekabhakti. And yes, you are absolutely right. This is from our perspective. It's never productive or effective to be on two paths. But also one can question why does Krishna want this?
Because he's our own.
Yes. And for that, you put yourself in his situation. Like I said, you will get some sense, you might get some understanding of Krishna's mentality. Okay, any other questions?
Prabhuji, I came to India. My mother expired.
Oh, very sorry to hear.
I attended the complete session. It is very consoling. Okay, thank you.
Prayers for her.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody has to go one day.
Yeah. I came to Guntur from California.
Yeah, we can pray for her spiritual journey, that she gets another, if either she is already back with Krishna or she is on the path to go back to Krishna.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Anything else? Oh yes, next week no class. I am going to a conference, a Vedic conference, conference on Vedic science, where there will be a lot of discussions on science and Vedic, scriptures. Very nice conference. I'm looking forward to it. So no class next week. So we will see you in, and both Bhagavatam class and Bhagavad Gita no class. The whole conference is for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I will be there.
Where is this conference?
Alachua, Florida. Bhakti Vedanta Institute, BI.
All the best.
Thank you. Anything else? I think somebody else raised their, or one question. Before chanting and praying any god or demigods, we should start with Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanam, which will reach Krishna. Is my view right? Could you please ask this question next time, Mataji? We will definitely take it up, and it is very appropriate for next week's discussion. Next week means 2 weeks. So we will discuss it at that time, if that is okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry for keeping you a little bit over time. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you.
Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.